What's up everybody, Joe here, and today I'll be walking you through the 3 metrics, my North Star metrics when it comes to scaling an agency that got my agency to 50K a month. And I'll be walking you through it in this video. It's super important you go through it because if you actually pay attention to the things I'm saying in this video, it will scale your agency unbelievably far. So enjoy the video, we'll see you at the end. All right, the 3 metrics that we have to actually judge our business through is 1, traffic, 2, conversions, and 3, retention. So honestly, if you are not basing your decisions off these 3 metrics, you are going to run your business into the ground because these are the most important variables possibly. If you're making any business decision, it comes down to traffic, conversions, and retention. Right, so let's quickly define these before I tell you how to increase these variables, right? So traffic is the amount of people coming in or the amount of leads coming into the business. Conversions is the percentage of the leads and the traffic that's coming in actually gets engaged and actually converted into a customer. After that, we need to keep the customer retained for an extended period amount of time, and this is especially important if they're on a performance offer or something where they're paying you monthly or weekly or something like that. So with this video, I want to walk you through exactly how to increase these 3, and let's first start with traffic in this case. So first of all, there are 4 ways to get traffic in the business, and these are what we call lead getters. This is the way you get leads inside of the business, get people engaged with your business. So there's 4 ways to do this. One's through cold outreach. So cold outreach is literally letting people know that you have a thing to offer. So it's reaching out to someone cold. So if you were a prospect right now, I'd be messaging on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, WhatsApp, anything like this to let you know I have a thing to offer. It is messaging a person that has no interest in our thing or actually has no idea who we are. Next is warm outreach, where we're actually messaging people that already know about our thing or already know us. So they're further along the buying process already because we actually have trust with them built up already. So they're either been engaged with our thing, they've seen us somewhere, they've asked us about it already, and we already know they're interested. Next thing is organic content. So a potential lead would be you, the viewer right now of this video, engaging with organic content. So an example, if you're an SMA owner, an agency owner, you'd be posting organic content on YouTube to attract your preferred audience. So if you're in the real estate niche, you'd be posting videos on YouTube, how to do lead generation for real estate, how to do consulting for real estate, something like this, real estate investors even. You'd be posting organic content to appeal to more real estate agents. If you're in the gym niche, you'd be posting organic content to appeal for whatever gyms who need help with their marketing, right? Some examples off the top of my head, but this is a great way because if you post one YouTube video, you have infinite leverage with that. For cold outreach and warm outreach, unless it's done by a software, you have to manually do it, and you have to do that each time, right? Where organic content is essentially, you have infinite leverage where they can view it thousands of times without any extra work on your end. Lastly is paid ads, where you're pumping ad spend every single day. You're paying an X amount to get X amount of impressions and eyeballs on your videos. So these are all great ways to get leads, and you'll find that as you scale as a business, you'll start using all of these 4, right? So if I were to start another agency right now, I do organic content, I do paid ads, I do cold outreach, all of these things, right? So usually the first few sales for an agency is honestly letting people know about your things, and that's through cold outreach because you're not an expert, you don't know enough to post organic content, you don't know about ads yet. You honestly just let people know about your thing through one-on-one channels, through Instagram, Facebook, or whatever these things. Then eventually you can move into something where you have enough money to actually start paying for ads and get more eyeballs on the thing you're selling. Next is conversions. So honestly, the whole thing with conversions is finding bottlenecks and just honestly really dialing in your sales process. So what do I mean by bottlenecks, right? So bottlenecks is honestly a take on the theory of constraints. So every natural system gets hung up on the part of the constraint. So if you have water through a pipe and water is actually soaring through the pipe, it's going through the pipe, and you have this part where the pipe gets smaller, the rest of the pipe is only going through this little hole. While if you have a big pipe going through, you're finding this much water, right? So this much water versus this much water. So you're actually constraining the water at that singular point. So if you're thinking about this, if someone's opting into an ad, they go to a landing page and they get hung up on this one spot, all the leads from there are not going through because it's just one spot that people don't like and they're not converting. So if you're thinking from the theory of constraints and they're not getting converted at this one spot, you actually try to fix that problem by fixing that one spot that they're getting hung up on. So honestly, I look for constraints through my whole business, but we're talking about conversions at this point. So if there's a person going through a sales process, they get hung up at a certain point, I'd analyze that. Someone going through a paid ad and they get hung up at a certain point, a landing page or a lead form, or they don't even want to click on the ad, that's a constraint. And you'll find as you progress through the business, you eliminate these constraints and you recognize them. And then that's how the business actually soars and grows in revenue, because you're eliminating the constraints of the business. So then we can freely have leads going through, and it's like a pipeline, right? Think of this, honestly, it's a really bad pipeline, but think of this as a pipeline where there's leads going through, and if there's a stop at the conversions, this is the amount of leads that are going through. And if there's a stop at this point of the conversion, this is the amount of leads, and they get stopped because this is the horrible part of the sales process, right? So think about this as a pipe. So one, we need traffic to go in the pipe. We need the conversions to keep the pipe open and to dial the sales process to let as many leads through as possible. And then we need to retain customers, right? So the last part of this video is talking about retention. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that many people cover retention, because to be good at retention, you need a really, really, really good service. And people want quick money with traffic and conversions, because this is where they make their money most of the time. You do a setup fee of $5,000 or $6,000, and you get that money in the bank, but when the client comes in, you don't know how to deliver. You'll be panicking because they hate you and they want a refund. So retention is everything, because they're paying for a service and you need to give it to them. So especially if you have a offer where they're paying on a monthly basis, weekly basis for extended period amount of time, we need to dial in the retention, because if a customer stays for 1 month on a $1,000 retainer, they're only paying for that $1,000 for that 1 month. If you can get customers to stay for 12 months or even 24 months, that's $12,000 versus $1,000. So the longer the retention with a, let's say, timely offer where they're getting paid, you're getting paid monthly or weekly, like I said, you will make a lot more money. And honestly, this comes down to your service. So only thing that matters with retention is your service, really. There's some other quick things that I'll tell you about to increase your retention, just some kind of what you can call hacks or some things like this. But the number one thing is providing a good service. If you're providing sales, you need to deliver your promise of the sales. If you're providing leads, you need to deliver the promise of the leads. Honestly, providing a great service is setting expectations and meeting expectations. So as soon as I sign a client with my agency, I'm like, this is the next 6 weeks that we're actually going on. This is what's going to happen week 1. This is what's going to happen week 2. Week 3 is going to happen here, like this, right? So if you set expectations and meet expectations, and they believe you, and you meet them, they will be happy. It's honestly very, very simple. People overcomplicate this because they don't know how to deliver a good service, and they make unrealistic promises to their clients, and they get chargebacks, they get refunds, and people hate them. So this is the number one thing, is you have to deliver your promises. So I'll just write down expectations. So you need to set and meet expectations with your agency, or you will get very, very unhappy clients. A fantastic way to provide a better service than usual is doing quick wins, right? So why do quick wins work? So it's a weird psychological thing where when a client joins your agency, they usually make the judgment about the agency and how good it is within the first few weeks of joining. That might sound unrealistic, and this is why in real estate niche, it's unbelievably hard to deliver good results for clients, because usually the results come in for the clients within a month or 2 or even more. So it's hard to get these quick wins, right? So we want to set up our service so that they can get these quick wins. So quick thing that I did with my agency is I set up my bonuses immediately so they get them. So when they join the agency, week 1, they would get a sales script. They would get exactly the outline for the next few weeks of the agency right away. And what this did is just gave them a quick win. So my bonuses include a 5-star review campaign and a database reactivation campaign, so that they can see those 5-star reviews go up within the first week of joining. So if you, as an example, sign a client, set expectations, and you ghost them for a week because you don't start anything for 1 week later, they're probably going to have a bad impression, even if you said that. But since you're just not doing anything for 1 week since you started, they don't know what you're doing in the background. They're going to be really, really probably annoyed, and you're so mysterious that they don't know if you just took their money and ran away with it. So you need to set expectations, deliver expectations, give them as many quick wins as possible, tell them exactly what you're doing week by week, and meet this, right? Another thing you can do is really create achievements that they'll get. right? So again, set and meet expectations. What are they achieving month by month? What are they getting month 1? What are they getting month 2? 3, what are they getting month 3? So you need to clearly define this, and then they are going to achieve this at this month. One last thing for retention is doing exit interviews. And I don't hear this much in the agency space. I've actually learned this from the software space. So a lot of companies, if you notice this, when you cancel a subscription, the CEO of the company emails you asking, what can we do better? And honestly, I've been responding to these CEOs if I cancel a subscription, and I will tell them what I didn't use with the app and what I didn't use, because this is the best possible feedback you can get. So if you think you're delivering good results for a client, and they leave at month 3 when your clients usually leave at month 6, what you do is, hey, it's no problem, completely understand. Obviously, you'll try to keep the client, but if they don't and they're set in their ways, all I ask is just to do a 15-minute exit interview, or just answer some of my questions I have for you to see why you left. And the reason why you do this is just for feedback. Just honestly for feedback. Because a client might start naming some things they didn't like about you or your agency. And then what you can do is fix them. And then for clients in the future, you now have even better metrics and even better results and feedback that you can now integrate into your offer for the next clients. And then you solve that problem and your clients stay for longer and longer and longer. So exit interviews are a great way to see exactly what people are not liking about your service because they left. And you'll find a lot of the time, if you do exit interviews, a lot of them will stay. Because they're like, I had a problem with this, I had a problem with this, I had a problem with this, and then you just fix their problems. Maybe they're like, my CRM isn't working, I'm not getting the leads are low quality, I need to fix this. And you get an exit interview, and you're like, I can just fix this now. So you'll find a lot of them will start staying after the exit interviews and keep retaining, right? So yeah, in conclusion, we need traffic, we need conversion, and we need retention. Retention is the least respected out of these 3, but it's honestly one of the most important. But also we do need traffic and we do need conversions coming in for the agency, because we wouldn't have customers if we didn't have traffic or conversion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my North Star metrics when I'm looking at any business or trying to fix any business. I think if you view everything you do with your agency through increasing traffic, increasing conversion, or increasing retention, you will find that this is amazing for making decisions and seeing what you need to do next with your agency off of these 3 metrics. So if you enjoyed this video at all, just please leave a like or even subscribe to the channel. My last call to action is I actually do run a free school group where you can get all of my YouTube resources and absolutely everything I post, and also access to an appointment booking course as well in here where I actually show you how to book appointments for your agency. So it will be in the description. It's absolutely free. I'd recommend joining up, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.